Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. My name is Abrar and I have with me my groupmate Saeed Ali. We have prepared Chapter 7 Personality, Lifestyle and Values for Consumer Behavior for Dr. Fatim. This presentation is all about mind mapping and we will explain it in one slide. This chapter has 6 objectives. First one is personality, brand personality, lifestyle and consumer identity, product complementarity and co-branding strategies, psychographics, and customer value. And I will try to explain each one of them in detail, inshallah. So let's start from the first one, which is personality. What does personality mean? Personality refers to a person's unique psychological makeup and how it consistently influences the way a person responds to his or her environment. Because every person on this planet has different personalities and marketers have to design accordingly. So the marketers have used 3 personality theories to describe consumers, and they are psychoanalytic theory, neo-Freud theory, and trait theory. So the first of two have another names which are Freud theory and neo-Freudian theory. Psychoanalytical theory or Freud theory is all about the nature of a human being. And the famous psychologist Sigmund Freud proposed that much of one's adult personality stems from a fundamental conflict between a person's desire to gratify his or her personal needs and the necessity to function as a responsible member of a society. According to him, our personality develops from the interactions among what he proposed as the 3 fundamental structures of the human mind, which are the ID, ego, and superego. Conflicts among these 3 structures and our efforts to find balance among what each of them desires determines how we behave and approach the world. So, what are ID, ego, and superego? Let's talk about that. The ID is about immediate gratification. It operates according to the pleasure principle. That is our basic desire to maximize pleasure and avoid pain, guides our behavior. The ID is selfish and illogical, whereas superego is conscious and it concerned with social rules and morals. It develops as a child learns what their culture considers right and wrong and tries to prevent the ID from seeking selfish gratification. Finally, the ego is the system that mediates between the ID and the superego. It's basically a referee in between the fight of temptation and virtue. The ego tries to balance these opposing forces according to the reality principle, which means it finds a way to gratify the ID that the outside world will find acceptable. For example, the ID says I want this or that thing right now, but superego says good people don't think about those things. And then comes the ego, which tries to figure out a way to work together. So this was the first theory, psychoanalytical theory. Now we will go through socio-psychological theory. The other name for this theory is neo-Freudian theory. It contradicts with the previous theory. This theory says human behavior is influenced from social relationship. This theory is developed by the colleagues and students of Sigmund Freud, the father of psychology. The most popular scholars of this theory are Alfred Adler, Harry Stack, and Karen Horney. Alfred emphasized that individuals strive for superiority in a social context, emphasized the individual's effort to overcome feelings of inferiority. Harry Stack stressed that people continuously attempt to establish significant and rewarding relationships with others. He was more interested in the individual's effort to reduce tensions such as anxiety, while Karen Harney believed that Personality is developed as an individual learns to cope with basic anxieties that stem up from parent-child relationships. She proposed that individuals can be classified into three personality groups. First one is complaint. Those individuals who move towards others, they desire to be loved, wanted, and appreciated. The second one is aggressive. Those individuals who move against others, they desire to excel and with admiration. Third one is detached. Those individuals who move away from others, they desire independence, self-sufficiency, and freedom from obligations. Now, personality trait theory, which is the last in the first objective of the chapter. Personality traits are the identifiable characteristics that define a person. For instance, we might say that someone is an introvert or an extrovert. Introvert is someone who is not sociable, who tries to stay alone all the time, and an extrovert is who likes talking, who is expressive or go outgoing person. Some of the most relevant traits for consumer behavior include innovativeness, which is a degree to which a person likes to try new things. Another is materialism, which is the amount of emphasis a person places on acquiring and owning products. One more is self consciousness, that is the degree to which a person deliberately monitors and controls the image of the self that he or she projects to others. The need for cognition is the degree to which a person likes to think about things and by extension expends the necessary effort to process brand information. One more is frugality. That is the tendency to deny short-term purchase and to make do with what they already own. That was all about first objective, personality. Now we will move to brand personality. So what is brand personality? Brand personality is compromised of human characteristics attributed to a company and its products. Brand personality is a framework that helps a company or an organization shape the way people feel about its products, services, or mission. A company's brand personality elicits an emotional response in a specific consumer segment with the intention of inciting positive actions that benefits the firm. Companies develop their brand personality to match the core attributes of their perceived target market. There are five main types of brand personalities. They are excitement, sincerity, ruggedness, competence, and sophistication. Let's talk about all of them one by one. Excitement, which reflects traits such as carefree, spirited, and youthful. A technology that targets younger generations might use these traits. Second one is sincerity, which is which means genuine, kind, family oriented, and thoughtful. For example, tire company whose products make care safe might position themselves as sincere. Third one is ruggedness, as in rough and tough, outdoorsy, or athletic. Example, many apparels and sports goods companies want to embody these traits. Fourth one is competence. That means successful, accomplished, influential, and leadership. An insurance company, for example, might strive to establish itself as the raw consumers can count on. The fifth and the last is sophistication, which encompasses prestige and elegance. This is the brand identity of many luxury products, including clothes, jewelry, fine food, and drinks. Creating a successful brand personality often is key to building brand loyalty. but it is not as easy to accomplish as it might appear. One problem brands may face is doppelganger brand image. That means one that looks like the original but is in fact a critique of it. For example, Pepsi. Pepsi changed its logo to new one in 2009 and some people criticized it and came up with doppelganger brand image which affected the company negatively. For example, the critics showed a guy drinking Pepsi and after a while he gets fat and looks like the logo itself. You can check it on internet as well. So here brand personality, the second objective comes to an end. Now we will go to third objective which is lifestyle and consumer identity. Lifestyle defines a pattern of consumption that reflects a person's choice of how to spend his or her time and money. These choices play a key role in defining consumer identity. A lifestyle marketing perspective recognizes that people sort themselves into groups on the basis of the things they like to do, how they like to spend their leisure time, and how they choose to spend their disposable income. A goal of lifestyle marketing is to allow consumers to pursue their chosen ways to enjoy their lives and express their social identities. For this reason, a key aspect of this strategy is to focus on people who use products in desirable social settings. This is lifestyle and consumer identity, which is the third objective of this chapter. Now we will move to the fourth objective, which is product complementarity and co-branding strategies. As I mentioned earlier in first objective, lifestyle marketing perspectives implies that we must look at patterns of behavior to understand consumers. Indeed, many products and services do seem to go together, usually because the same types of people tend to select them. In many cases, products do not seem to make sense if companion products don't accompany them. Like computer companies or other mobile companies, let's say companies who make different products, but the products are likely to work together. Like if we have laptop, like I have HP laptop and then the software is from Microsoft. They work together, they cannot work individually. Or a phone, Android phone. We have phones, but we need to install other softwares in that in order to work properly. By keeping this in mind, companies need to co-brand strategies. That is, the companies have to team up to promote two or more items together in order to attract more customers. Psychographics, the fifth objective. Psychographic is the process of dividing markets, dividing groups in markets based on values, social class, lifestyle, or personality characteristics. Demographics allow us to describe who buys, but psychographics tell us why they do that. The combination of both sets of data starts from your buyer's persona, a detailed picture of the people you work with now and would like to work with in the future. Most contemporary psychographic research attempts to group consumers according to some combination of three categories of variables: activities, interests, and opinions, which we also call AIOs in short. Typically, the first step in conducting a psychographic analysis is to determine which lifestyle segment yields the bulk of customers for a product, and that is psychographics. Now we will move to the last and the final objective of chapter 7, which is customer value. A value is a belief that some condition is preferable to its opposite. For example, it is safe to assume that most people prefer freedom to slavery. Others avidly pursue products and services that will make them look younger rather than older. A person's set of values plays an important role in consumption activities. Consumers purchase many products and services because they believe these products will help them to attain a value related goal. And by here we end this chapter 7. And we got two questions from our two brothers from the class, and both me and Said tried to explain and answer them, and that are in the next two slides. Salam alaikum. So we have received a question from brother Muhammad Al Amir. He's asking how could marketers apply the psychoanalytic theory in consumer behavior. The answer is the Freudian theory holds relevance for a marketer. First, consumer reactions in the marketplace concerning purchase decisions and post-purchase behavior are a reflection on individual personality. Just as people have personalities, similarly, products brands also have personalities. Consumers match their personality styles with the products they buy. Thus, marketers should segment markets and position their brands accordingly. Secondly, with the majority of human drives being unconscious, consumers themselves are often unaware of the true reasons for buying a particular product or brand. Many times, a consumer fails to provide an answer as to why he buys red shirt or why doesn't he buy yellow. I hope this is a satisfactory answer, inshallah. Now, question number second is from brother Hussein Ismail. He is asking, why is the underlying philosophy behind a lifestyle marketing strategy? So, lifestyle is a pattern of consumption that reflects a person's choices of how to spend their time and money. And lifestyle marketing strategy recognizes that people sort themselves into different groups on the basis of the things they adore to do, or they like to spend their time with, and how they choose to spend their disposable income, their salary, etc. And the goal of lifestyle marketing is to allow consumers to pursue their chosen ways to enjoy their lives and express their social identities. And the third one, for this reason, a key aspect of this strategy is to focus on people who use products in desirable social settings. That's all from us. I hope you would like this. Salam alaikum. Thank you.